Ain't nobody going harder than me. I like the ball, I'm the MVP. I'm the MVP. Pass the rock and I'll be wet with the three. I want it all, I'm the MVP.
Last night, man, I sent you a video of a Nigerian boxer that passed away in the ring. And I was like, man, you responded. You know, we kind of talked about it for about maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 messages. And you was like, man, that's heartbreaking, which it is. But somebody sent me the video and then I sent it to you. Of course, this is how stuff goes viral. And it led me to think, like, man, are we a little getting desensitized from, I mean, the man died. He lost his life in the ring. It didn't even seem like it happened from a punch. It just seemed like I don't know if he went into cardiac
like
arrest.
His body failed or something.
Yeah, his body failed. And it's like, man, like we send videos like that. And it's like, we see it, I ain't gonna say daily, but pretty frequently to the point where it's like the only response is like, damn, it's almost normal. Like, do you feel like
There's no shock value?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know, like at what point, you know, I kind of think, because we were talking about some of the first things we saw early on. Now we're talking some years back. We're talking early internet. I was even there a little earlier, but I remember watching something and cringing. Like, I mean, just almost like it was an emotional wreck. Like I was literally sitting there shocked with my mouth open. Like I just seen something that I regrettably watched.
Yeah, you seen something that you're not used to seeing, that you shouldn't have seen, and we only seen at that point on horror movies. You know, it wasn't. But you saying this was
Fake.
a real person. You want to talk about that a little bit? What you seen? What you witnessed?
I'm sure if I go back to kind of think. So my daughter's 21, and it was around a little bit pre her, like, so it was kind of, so it's how long ago it's been. And I remember, I don't know how I found it. I think I heard like it was available and I started doing some research, and it was, I don't know, Pakistan or something like that, or Iran or Iraq, and watched 2 men, decapitate another man.
Wow.
And
crazy.
You know how many times I had to watch it before I finally realized that it was real?
Yeah. I remember that was probably some of my earliest a video similar. Could have been the same video, but a beheading is one of the first things I seen on the internet, like a real beheading that was, like you said, it usually is like something you see in a movie, but it's different, man. When you see a real, you can kind of tell, like first you think like, nah, this got to be like set up, a prop or something, and then you see somebody really getting decapitated. It's like, wow,
It's like too real.
yeah. And now you I ain't gonna say you see
stuff to each other all the time, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say you see decapitations every day, but we see people getting murdered by the police, murdering each other. You know, we see like the video I sent you last night of the boxer collapsing and dying. It's almost like pre-internet, you heard about horrific things happening, you know, and there was some videos, but like you said, even that first one you seen, you had to like do some research. You had to really dive deep to find
Nothing
it.
come easy on the internet back then.
Oh man, now it's just going down your timeline, like, and why I say are we desensitized, because now it's almost like everybody's commenting. Some people are making jokes. You know, we seeing a lot of these young rappers dying, young people in general dying horrifically. And the first thing a person say is, man, we smoking on that pack or whatever. Like, you know, it's just like, it's almost, and then everybody's in the comments making jokes about it. It just seems like, man, people just don't even care. And I think it's because even though we know it's real, the internet, it almost seems like it's not real. Like I feel like this generation takes death, like that doesn't take death serious. Almost like they feel like it's like a video game. Like that person you just hit reset and they'll come back. That's what it seems like.
What it feels like.
Yeah, what it feels like because it's like, man, like people don't realize when you out of here, bro. It ain't no coming back. It's over.
Like game over. It's like respawn. No.
Yeah.
No. And you know, again, like desensitizing or being like, this is not, are we becoming desensitized? The phase is already over. The phase is happening now. I did some research and I really looked into it because I was kind of fascinated, not by the topic itself, but the mental on what it does. and the neuroscience behind it for any brain, for any mind in a human is repetitive task, or something repetitive becomes normalized. So when we see as a kid, there's pornography or the old horror films that would have 10, 15 seconds of, close your eyes, put your hands. Back then, it was so like kids were protected. Children were protected. And now it's just like, you don't have to sign up for a site. You just get on and just type in whatever kind of porn you like. You could type in whatever kind of sexual orientation you want, and you can put that in. And you can find it, like, free. And all you have to do is say, well, you have to be 18. Well, there's a button that says, I confirm that I'm 18.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. And the scary part is that I feel like children are losing their innocence earlier, but being desensitized is emotionally affecting how we make choices with partners, how we make choices in life, because the reality that we're becoming comfortable with and that we know is a reality that doesn't exist. Your life or your existence is not about likes and shares. Take the internet away, and I think like it's working. Like, it's working. I can literally look through 100 people on an app to see if I'm interested in maybe going on a date with somebody, because now we're disposable, right?
Everything's disposable. Everybody got options. Like, and even with the porn thing, I remember seeing my first porn by accident as a kid. I can't remember how old I was, but I was really young, and I seen my big brother. He had a porn.
The look on your face.
He had a tape back in the day. You could dub over tapes, with like you put like a piece of actual tape over a certain part of the tape, and you could record over. So I'm thinking I'm about to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something, and I definitely didn't see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Some turtling going on, right? Good Lord.
So,
but that's how most of us back then.
Got introduced into porn. It was a secret thing, and it was for grown men. Playboy magazines and pornography, like you said, HBO, late at night, Cinemax back in the day. But now,
even that stuff wasn't as hardcore as what we see now.
Oh, nah, yeah, definitely. That's like what you would call softcore porn or whatever. And now,
I thought sex was hardcore.
You got these, like you said, you get on Google. You can just Google, everything's free.
What about Twitter?
Twitter, X, should we say? Now that's what it is.
So I mean, Elon just made it like a freedom of speech and a freedom of just watching whatever you want to watch, huh?
And it's kind of been like that on Twitter, because when when I got on Twitter, I realized, I'm like, damn, this is like real deal porn on here. Like, they got videos of everything, and even when you look at the emergence of OnlyFans, how popular that has become.
Oh my goodness!
Like a female basically being a prostitute, or a dancer or something, it wasn't as glorified. Now that's like, when somebody says they're a content creator, you automatically assume, you assume that they're doing like an OnlyFans, not a content creator in the sense of like, oh, I do YouTube, or I do If somebody says, oh, I'm a content creator, the first place my mind goes to,
is it really to OnlyFans?
Yeah, me, personally, yep.
Well, and like I said, so that sparks a whole nother desensitizing, like, kind of subcategory, right? Mm-hmm. Because, now we're talking about relationships, traditional relationships between couples. We talk about, now that women are accepted for selling their body for large amounts of money, you have OnlyFans wealth, right? So like how things are shifting, because now you have more alpha females, you have more beta males. Everything, it's just the full circle, and you literally can't see it until you step outside of the matrix, or until you step outside and you look. I had no idea until like researching this, that me stepping away from my family, my friends, people, just from being publicly seen on social media, that's not what I needed to break from the most. It was social media itself.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't get the likes or the love, what happened? I started thinking that nobody liked me, because I created a false reality.
Yeah.
Nobody made it for me. I created it. So it's, I don't know, it's like a full circle. And it's like, at what point, man, I don't think anybody should be online for 6 hours. The average person is on their phone looking at it for 6 hours a day.
But that's what, and that's why people are YouTube and TikTok and trying to make money, because they know that, like, that's what this is what consumes most people's time. They get up, from the time they get up, you ain't even yawn, you ain't brush your teeth or nothing, straight on that phone scrolling. That's just the product of the times. There's a OnlyFans, a model, her name is, I want to say Ruby Rose. I just seen this a couple of days ago. She said on a bad month she make $400K a month on OnlyFans.
She had a bad one, like a
400K. So then when you see this, these young women see this. Why do I want to go work at Denny's? I work at Applebee's or something. Why do I want to
stay at home wife and take care of the kids?
Yeah, everybody's trying to get rich, and of course we know it's a false. Like, she might make that much, but she's in the probably like 0.5, 1% of women that make that much on OnlyFans, and you gotta, unfortunately, you gotta look a certain way. You gotta be fine as hell to be bringing in that type of money, and not every female can do that. But in a way, even with content creating itself, even the content we create, when you look at like what we doing with this podcast, and it's made people more independent, but also made people more delusional, because a lot of people feel like, oh man, I can just get on and do this and do that, and I'm gonna make a bunch of money without even putting in any type of work. It's just like, I don't know.
And how many times do you see like people selling different things? And I've bought many things, but the one thing that I can tell you, and I should kind of plan on like doing a video about this, right? But just a video saying, listen, can you do it? Yes. Is there ways to do it? Yes. Is there faster methods than others? Yes. But stop allowing people to convince you it's easy. Because if it was easy, he would be charging a lot more.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not easy.
And most of these people, they're selling courses, right? Mm-hmm. They're getting rich. Yeah, they are rich because they've got you buying the courses that they're selling. Yep. So, and I'm not knocking nobody, that if you're a professional and you find your niche and you do a good job, that's cool. But a lot of people feel like, oh man, he's rich. Yeah, he's rich because he sold you the course.
We're separated and desensitized from the fact that it's kind of obvious, right? Like, no matter what kind of friends we are, no matter our relationship, I cannot guarantee you your first year buying a camera that you're going to make 50,000.
Yeah.
20,000. 10. I can't guarantee anything. So I'm not a fan of people who do that, because again, we're so desensitized that we become thrilled over things that literally excite us. Making money makes most people excited. But because we are in that space of not feeling any emotion for it, right? Like, everything's kind of, I don't know, it's just untouchable, right? Like, nothing is there. I keep saying fake, and I didn't realize how fake it is, right? Like, who I get real love from? There's a small circle and the podcast family. That's it.
Yeah.
People
that's in your real life. That's really
even when we talk, right?
Yeah, what really matters. Even with like being desensitized, like we said, we get on. All right, so when you get on Instagram, you get on Facebook or one of these social media platforms, a lot of times you see a lot of ass. You see these females that's built like incredible,
the pipeline.
And then it makes a lot of these people feel like, okay, that's what I want, because that's all you see. Before, you didn't. I remember being a teenager, staying up to 3 a.m. It was a show back in the day called BET Uncut, just to see. Now that is, you get on Instagram and see what we had to wait till 3 o'clock in the morning to see. You can see that all day now. As soon as you get on Instagram, you get on any of these social media platforms, it's so many reels of all this stuff. And it's like your everyday female don't look like that, but you would believe that being on social media. And you see everybody going on vacations, and it's I think it started kind of like with the World Star era where you would see people get beat up. Yeah, World Star.
The minute you hear it, everybody need to look close to something else.
And then you've seen it so much, so many people get knocked out, so many people getting stomped out, beat up. It was kind of just like, damn, like it's just normal. Like
shocking at first.
Yep.
Like, I can't believe this site is up and people are like making money, like putting this, like just recording somebody getting knocked out. And then later you're just like, oh, I was a good one, man. Did you see his World Star? But again, it's the shock value. And we've gotten so comfortable with being shocked that we're willing to shock everybody around us.
and nothing is shocking no more. Because, you know, if you get shocked, it's like if you actually literally get shocked, the first time you're going to jump like, oh, it's going man, if you get shocked every day, it's just every day. It's an everyday thing. It's not being shocked is not shocking anymore, which is crazy. Like there's literally, we got from Donald Trump becoming the president. He's not a real politician. We've never seen anything like that happen. Then we have
Most Hated Man got back in again.
Yeah. Then again, and then
They were fed up,
You got people like Kanye West. I mean, did you think in 2003, 2004, when Kanye West first came on the scene, the same man that made Jesus Walks and the type of records he made would be what he is now in 2024, 2025. Like, and like I said, this ain't a Kanye bashing, this ain't a Trump bashing thing. This is just, you know, the facts is we're saying that the world, so much has happened. You just become desensitized. You're not even shocked anymore. Anything that anybody does is just like, damn, really? Well, it is what it is. It's got everything as it is what it is, you know?
Well, and that's too, because I've actually heard this, because you and I are the kings of, you know, it is what it is, can't change it. It's kind of like, you know, and I'm still going to be that way, even though I'm getting ready to give myself advice and I'm probably not going to take it. But it's like the worst way to look at something.
It is.
You know, but do you know why we do it? Because we're desensitizing and separating ourselves from the emotion of being hurt.
Yep.
So then it becomes a defense mechanism. So now we're really screwed, because now we do it because we're fed the overload of explicit content, the overload of everything, right? I remember dun, 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 and it would play on the TV, and then guess what would happen?
It's over. Nothing else. Yep. It's the end.
Your broadcast for the day has ended.
Yep.
And now the broadcast doesn't even end, but it overlaps. It doesn't loop. It overlaps. I can get on the internet every 15 minutes for 24 hours and probably tell you a new piece of news that just got dropped.
Yep.
That's dangerous. Too much information leads to misinformation. Denzel Washington said that one time, and I said, that is gold.
That's gold. And not just news, fake news.
Oh, God.
More fake news and more real news combined. And what do people do? A lot of people don't do research. If they see it, what did Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club said, if the lie is more entertaining than the truth, then the truth doesn't matter. And that's just the truth in the world we live in. Like, people love to run with any narrative. As soon as they see it, if it's so entertaining, oh man, I'm gonna tell such and such did this, such and such did that, and it's like it didn't even happen.
What's the old saying? It's better to apologize than to be told no when you ask for permission. So it's almost like I would rather put the news out first, get the attention, and then if it's not right, I'll just go back and correct it.
Yep.
And blame it on somebody else. The desensitizing,
everybody, man. I'm glad you brought that up. Everybody, it's like people can't wait. It's like a race. Who can share the worst shit the quickest?
Ever, man.
Everybody's just like, they want to be the person to break the news or want. It's just like, man.
Do you know what it becomes to? What I was like watching, but they were talking about people who really are in social media. Addiction is very high among those people. Because do you ever look at your phone? You and I do pretty good, like when we're around each other unless somebody calls. But have you ever seen somebody who is just constantly like always on their phone? I'm like, I didn't hear a chime or anything. Somebody just called you a minute ago. You got your ringer on. But that people are so attached to their phone that it causes a form of addiction. And people who are already addicted can't stop. But we're all addicted in a way. If you scroll for more than 15 minutes watching useless content and you don't learn something, you wasted 15 minutes.
And it's a lot of wasting going on. Most people are just watching goofy, silly, and it's cool. Like it's good to be entertained. But man, it's so much. One thing I can say about you, for those that don't know you personally, I'll say this: you utilize the internet better than most people I know, because you always are on there learning something, learning a new skill that can benefit your life. And respect to you for that, because it's easy, man. It's easy for a person to get caught up and just be just like laughing and just watching little pointless, silly stuff. Like you said, it's not going to benefit their life in the long run.
Finally, the ADD paid off. Good Lord. But and I guess too, because I've always been fascinated. Now, I will tell you, over the last 2 months, since we've kind of been doing, all the things we've been doing with, AI and all the learning, I get quite foggy the next day. I could learn something for 6 hours and get very, very foggy. But I think it's because I try to take in so much information, because at this point we have never, at least as far as I know, have never had this much ability to capture almost every bit of information that has ever existed. Mm-hmm. Like, this is it. So it's almost like when people are just like, oh, well, yeah, I don't really use this, get on social media. It confuses me because, I've been waiting for tools and stuff to kind of help, because you and I, like, we do a lot of stuff by ourselves, right? The desensitizing, never felt like we needed anybody. Then you and I get together and we start seeing what we do together. Like, we don't want to stop there. Like, we see what happens when you break the mold of being desensitized.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I want to end off with this. Let's it's okay to be in touch, with your emotions. Allow yourself to feel. Don't be over emotional. Don't be irrational, but allow yourself to feel, because that's what makes us human. So when you lose touch and you become desensitized to everything, it almost makes you like not human. And that's what I see in a lot of people, in the youth. A lot of people just, they feel like, I gotta be just stone cold all the time. And we understand in certain situations you do gotta be cold, but allow yourself to be in touch with your emotions, and just know the internet is the internet and real life is real life.
Yeah, and it's a big difference, right? Separating it, but don't allow things to be normalized that are not normal.
The most valuable poet, you can't stop raw.